whether at your learning center, you're at home, or you're listening in through Bell Express View. To call and join our class, you can call 1-800-465-7144 or 737-4017 or 2983 in the Sioux Lookout, Lac Seul, or Dryden areas. I'd like to welcome everyone back to our new term. This is term 2B, is our last radio term before the summer vacation. And this is the last opportunity to take this course on radio before graduation. So I know right on the corner of my class list, we only have one student registered in this course, but I know people have applied before and are still coming in. So if you are there and you want to call in the class, please do. 1-800-465-7144. What our plan for today's class is we're going to work through our study guide. So and tell you what you're going to be looking at in the course, as well as different ways you can get a hold of me, and different ways you can get caught up on classes that you may miss. And then anytime we have left over, we'll get to a quick overview and introduction, get started with lesson 1 of our unit. Now, we have our course is set up like a traditional WASA course in that we have 4 units, and each of those units has 5 lessons, a total 20. When you register for the course, you talk to your DEC, you should have a copy of both our study guide, which looks just like this, as well as all 4 units of our course. In addition to the units in the course, there is a course novel. The course novel is called The Night Wanderer. It's by a First Nations author from Southern Ontario named Drew Hayden Taylor. We'll talk more about all of that as we get closer to Unit 2. Because we look at our novel study in Unit 2. Before we look at a movie or a media study in Unit 3. Units 1 and 4 focus on more traditional writing activities, as well as preparing you to look for, apply for, and then get a job. So with that in mind, we're going to start going through our study guide. Now, it looks like this. I'll zoom out a bit so it's a bit easier to see. It just looks like this. It says Term B, April, June 2015. Our course is 9 weeks. The last day of class is June 12th. Graduation is June 24th. You have the different ways you can get a hold of me. Here in the office, here in studio, it's 1-800-465-7144 or 737-4017 or 2983. Back in the office, which is where I spend most of my time, I can be reached toll free at 1-800-667-3703, or if you're in the Sioux Lookout area or Lac Seul, it's 737-1488 in Sioux Lookout area. And my extension is 2221. Or when you call and just ask for Greg, I'm the only person that's named Greg who works in our building. If you want to fax your work in, you can do so at 1-800-463-7852. You have to get a hold of me at any time. I'm available on my cell phone. My landline, parents will have a landline, so I have my cell phone. It's on your study guide. The number it's printed study guide's wrong. It's correct inside, but the cover's wrong. I just got a new phone number. It's printed there on your study guide. You can call that number collect. As well, you can also text me at that number. That's a cell phone. My phone is pretty much always on me or beside me. So I respond to texts fairly quickly. Another way you can get a hold of me is through Facebook. My name on Facebook is G Weaver Wassa. I also have a YouTube channel where I post all of our old classes we have, get posted to YouTube the following morning. So, for example, when this class ends, just before 6, our studio techs are going to save the class to our archives. I'll talk about those in a bit. And then they'll be available there, as well as I will post them on YouTube. So you have available 2 places. As well, my email is there as well. It's gwweaver@nnec.on.ca. First thing we're looking at, there's a little bit of introduction or study guide to the course. It's pretty much just a description of this course taken from the Ontario Ministry of Education website. I'm not going to read that over. It says you should have Units 1 to 4, this study guide, and the course novel, which is called The Night Wanderer. Now, if you're missing anything, let me know. Whether call, email, Facebook, text. Let me know if you're missing something, and I will get it to you as quick as I can. So in terms of how you get marked your work, 70% of all of your work is going to come from the work you do in class or our key questions. Now, in this class, there is a grand total of 55 key questions. That's for 70% of your mark comes from. The last 30% comes from your final exam. And that will get put together, and I'll give you a mark based on that. Now, the lesson titles for each of the 4 units are given both the course calendar and the assignment calendar. Notice each runs 5 lessons with support questions. You only have to hand in the key questions. Don't hand in the answers to the support questions. Now, there's not a lot of support questions in this course. There's only a couple. Other courses do have more, but this one is only a couple support questions. Hand your work in. There's our fax numbers are right here again. Now, our class is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have no Friday classes. And our class will be every day from 5 to 6, Monday to Thursday. Additionally, I will be, if you need help or anything, I'm in the office all morning from 8:30 until 12. And then I'm back in the office again from 3:30 until our class just now. So any questions you need to hold me, best bet's in the morning. I'm back at 3:30, but even if I'm not, don't say I'm here. Normally I'm in the office most of the day. So always try calling, email, Facebook, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So get a hold of me. My numbers are here. The studio's here, Wassa office, fax number, and then my cell phone number's on there. You can text my cell phone up to about 9, 10 o'clock. After that, I charge it for the night and go to bed. Um, if you need a response right away, um, you can try calling it. If I don't answer, then just leave me a message. I'll get back to you the first thing in the morning. When you're listening in on air, try to participate to the best you can. I know some people will know a lot more about what we're talking about than others, based on how recently they took other courses with us here. But I always ask you to try. If I ask, can anyone give me the answer for this question? Please give it a try. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But at least give it a try to see how well you know what we're learning and how well you can apply that knowledge to different circumstances. Um, Please don't surf the internet unless I'm asking you to do it for class. There will be times, especially when we get into units 2 and 3, that I will ask you to look online for information. However, if I don't ask you that, please don't go online. Um, and the thing is, use polite language. We are going across Canada, coast to coast to coast. And we are broadcast on Bell Express. So anything that you do say, where it is good or bad, is broadcast out to whoever could be listening. So once again, you have to be polite language, appropriate language. Good rules, if you wouldn't say it to your mother, your grandmother, you probably shouldn't say it on the radio. And you have to leave to go for a smoke break or something happens, just please let me know that you're leaving. Just so I know if you're not asking, can so and so please give me this answer, and you're gone for a smoke, I'm staying there waiting for an answer from you. Now, we've used this last little while now. We use what's known as our Bridget program, which allows you to see exactly what I'm doing here on my computer in Sioux Lookout. So what you can do to download that, it can be used either at your Learning Center, which case most of your Learning Centers, actually all your computers Learning Centers should have this on there. You can also use it from home. So if you can't make it to a Learning Center, something comes up, or you're traveling, if you're out for medical in Sioux Lookout or in Thunder Bay, if you have access to a computer, you can always join our class from there. To do that, the instructions are printed in your unit, but I'm going to go show you right now as well. So if you want to go to our website, which is www.nnec.on.ca. From there, at the top, you see WASA Distance Education. And you see, you go down to Brain, click on Bridget. Just open up this screen here. Click Download Software. And it's going to save to your computer. And then all you do, once it downloads, is you click Run. And mine's going to say it doesn't like because we're running into the client. And then you'll look for our meeting or our class. So look for ENG4E, you'll see it there. And then click Join Meeting. And then that will go like that. That got a little could have joined my same class, but that will look like that once you join. That can be used at home or at your learning center, anywhere you're traveling to. So going back into our study guide, We get to our 4 units. The 4 units look at what's called elements of written communication. So we're going to spend 2 lessons looking at basic grammar. This is a review. Lesson 3 in Unit 1 introduces our course novel and asks you to complete some activities based on that. Lesson 4 and 5 deal with what are your rights as an employee in the workplace. So what do you have the right to do, and what's your employer's rights as well and responsibilities? And we wrap up Unit 1 by having you create a brochure looking at what you learned in units or in lessons 4 and 5. Combine that into a brochure. Unit 2 is a novel study. So we keep going with our novel. You have the entire novel read, and we will be reading parts of it in class. You have the entire novel done. By the end of lesson 9. And that after that, you're doing wrap-up activities with that novel. Unit 3 looks at a media study. That we're going to be looking at the movie, The Twilight Saga, Eclipse. And we'll be doing 1 lesson before you watch it, looking at some previewing activities. That's lesson 11. Lesson 12, you have that lesson to watch it as we go through a research project and learn how to use Microsoft PowerPoint effectively. And lessons 13, 14, 15 look at after you've watched it, doing some activities based on that novel, on the movie. Before, in lesson 15, you write an essay comparing the novel to the movie. And then Unit 4, we look at applying to enter the workforce. So this whole unit is built around the premise or the concept that you are going to have to leave your home community to go out to get a job or go out for schooling. Now, it doesn't always happen, but this is done that you'll know what to expect and what you have to do if you do choose to leave your home community. We look at how to find an apartment to live and look at how to what's parts of a lease, which is a legal document that you'll sign to live somewhere, as well as the ins and outs of car insurance and cost to own a car, before you look at doing a job search, resume writing, and then interview prep in our last 2 lessons in 19 and 20. So look at that. Seems like it's a lot to get through in only 9 weeks. However, normally the first unit takes us about two and a bit weeks. So we should be done done the first unit probably by the 28th or so of April. We've done the first unit. Our novel study always takes us the longest. I've taught this course 5 times now, at least, and the novel study will take us probably until the Labor Day weekend, the Victoria Day weekend in May, and then normally Unit 3 only takes us about a week or so, week and a bit, and then Unit 4 is about another week. So you see a course calendar there. This is what I anticipate us covering. Now, this is flexible considering how fast we get to the material, but the first 2 weeks is looking at Unit 1. Our next 2 look at our novel study. We have 1 week for media studies and then 2 weeks for applying for Unit 4, and then it says midterm review and common activity. There is no midterm in this course. I usually take that week and stick it with Unit 2, so you spend about 3 weeks on Unit 2. And then that last week is a bit of Unit 3 and a bit of Unit 4. Normally it takes about 6 classes to go through the media studies and 6 classes to go through Unit 4. So that's what you have to look forward to. Our last day of class is the 12th of June. You have the entire next week from the 15th to the 19th to wrap up your assignments and do your final exam. And then we push graduation back this year because it's always a rush to get students to have work done. So the WASA graduation will be on Wednesday, June 24th, 2015. And I believe right now it's planned to be held at Pelican Falls High School. That could still change depending on how many grads we do have, but right now the plan is to have it at Pelican. So with that, there's what's next was an assignment calendar. This is just if you hand your work in on the Express and have it sent down. So we should aim to have it on the Express for. Now, there are several different ways that you have to hand in your work. The way that most students do it is to fax it in from their learning centers. And that's probably one of the fastest ways to do it. Another way that some DECs are doing it now is they are scanning the work of their students and sending it in via email. And that is completely fine. Another way you can do it is through email and through Facebook. There is an option on Facebook to send files to other people. You can use Facebook to send a file to me if you have it completed. And then you can always send it on the Express. Now, there will be a couple assignments that you will have to do and have to hand in via email or via Facebook. If you do not have an email address, you can always have your DEC send it for you. Or you can send it through Facebook. And I will get it. I'll get it marked and back. The one assignment I know you have to do via Facebook or email is when you complete your PowerPoint in Lesson 12. That has to be sent electronically. It cannot be sent via fax or scan. And we'll talk more about that requirement later on. In terms of some guidelines for your written work, you can read this. It's pretty much, we expect formal language now. This is a school course and it's designed to get prepared for the workplace. And you cannot use informal language when you're doing your writing, if you're doing any kind of writing for a business or for your employer. And that is the gist of what all that is. You can feel free to read that over. And that is our study guide. So what I want to do now, I want to show you a couple of different things online. I showed you how to find the Bridget link. I also want to show you where our archive is, because if you do miss a class, something comes up, you can't make it. They're posted in 2 separate places. The first place that they are is on our website again. At the top you see WASA Distance Education. And under that you see archived classes. If you click that link, you'll see this page here. Now, you want to go down to Term 2B and click there. And what you're going to see is just a chart that is our teaching schedule for this term. So it tells exactly when every single teacher is teaching at WASA. So you want to click on ENG4E. And it'll show up like this. There's nothing there right now because this is our first class. But if I show you our class I had last term, which was grade 11 college English, we see my name here. We click this, and it opens up like this. Now, what this is all of the archives that we have. Now, a good thing to know is the first links you're going to see where it ends in .mp3 are just the audio files. They're just the files of me talking. They don't show any of the work that we do on Bridget or any of the answers that are filled in on the screen. For those, you have to go down to where it says WMV. That's the movie files. Now, one option you have is to download those files and watch them. But I know that some of our communities don't have very fast internet, and it takes a long time. If you miss several classes and you want to get copy, you want to watch them, let me know. I can always copy them here in Sioux Lookout and send them up to your DEC on a USB drive. Another option that you have for my classes, now not all teachers are doing this, is I post my classes on YouTube. So if we go YouTube, when we just search GB Rawasa, you're going to see my channel. And this is my channel. So what we have here are all the videos I had for my course last term. So it tells you the exact day that the class, if you know exactly what day you missed, it's right here. Other classes, this is from ENG4E. You want to make sure you have the right day. This is from the last time I taught this course, which is term 1B. I have exactly what the material we covered. So our unit, our lesson, and so I'll even include the lessons and the key questions that we looked at as well. Now, the thing with this is to make sure you have the right date. But this is my channel here. There's other teachers are doing this as well. If you're taking other courses, Merce is uploading his classes to YouTube. His science classes are up there. Pete's math classes are also available on YouTube as well as the Plar lessons from Bonnie and Jovi. So those are two ways that you can work to get caught up on work that you may miss. So what I want to do now is I want to look into Unit 1. So this is what Unit 1 looks like. They should have got this when you learning starting when you show up for class. Your DEC will have a copy of this. If you are taking this course in IL, you started it earlier this year. This course and the IL course are the exact same. So if you are doing the IL course, you are more than welcome to use the archives, use the YouTube links, and join our class. It doesn't matter whether you're a radio student or an IL student. They're all the exact same in terms of content. So feel free if you're listening. I know it's some students who did start ENG4E last in Term 1B and then couldn't finish it, feel free to join our class again and keep going with it. If you want to know exactly when we'll get to the work that you're stuck on and work you're missing, give me a call, send me a Facebook message, let me know, and I will gladly show you how to do that. Last thing I want to show you before we jump into Unit 1 is how to send files through Facebook. So this is my own personal Facebook, or sorry, my work Facebook. So if you go to Messages, and say you go to New Message, say you want to send it to me, add me as a friend, you'll see GB Rawasa. Down here it says Add Files. If you click there, it's just like uploading an email attachment. So find the assignment you want to hand in, and all you have to do is say when you key question 1. You find it, you click Open. It's gonna do some moving lines here before it shows an X. Once you see the X, you know it's uploaded, and all you do is just press Send. And then I will see that, and I can download it and mark it that way. A lot of students are like doing this because it's easier, and a lot of people students do work on their own computers at home, and they just want to send in from home, and that's completely fine. So with that is everyone will look up before you start with Unit 1. If you do have any questions, you can call me on my cell phone or text me on my cell phone. You can email me or you can Facebook me. If you send me a Facebook message, that will go right to my phone, and I will see it fairly quickly. So if you need help getting hold of me or any questions like that, you can reach me fairly quickly either method that you choose to use. So we're going to jump right back into Unit 1, and I'll work you through some of the things you can expect to see in the course. So it's Unit 1. It's in our introduction. Gives a bit of purpose of the course, how to work through the course. And then the first thing is you see these things here. It looks like a key. Those are the key questions for the course. Those are the questions that you have to hand in. That's what gets you the marks that will get you a passing grade in this course. There's a total of 55. They are weighted more heavily towards Units 1 and 2. There is... I'm just trying to remember now. We have a total of 18 questions in Unit 1 and 18 questions in Unit 2. So that's way that more heavily. Now, if it gets to the end of the course and you are not completely finished, as long as you have completed at least 50% of our courses, and you have a fairly good mark, you can ask your teacher if you can challenge the final exam. Your teacher does not have to agree with you to do it, but you can ask them. Normally in my courses, a student has to have completed at least half, if not 3/4 of the course, and they have to have a mark of at least 65 to 70 before I allow them. That way, they're almost guaranteed to pass the exam. If you fail the exam, and you may have to go back and do more work, which most students don't like doing. So I try to make sure you get as much work done as you can before you start the final exam. And what you need to have is The Night Wanderer. It looks like this, as well as Twilight Eclipse, which is a movie. We will be reading the course novel, at least the first couple of chapters together. What I will do is I will be just displaying that novel on our Smart Bridget screen, as well as reading it out loud. That way you can, if you forget your book or you can't find your book for a night, you can still follow along and look and follow the words that I'm reading out loud. If students want to take a turn and want to read as well, that's completely acceptable. I've had students do that before. They've read part of the novel out loud to practice their comprehension. If you want to do that, just let me know, and we can arrange that as well. And all that leads us into words that are commonly misspelled. We'll come back to this list again, but this is just a list of 30 words that students normally have a hard time spelling, and they normally spell incorrectly. There's words that I still sometimes mess up when I am writing or typing them out. And there's commonly misused words, which look as well. Another thing I have to emphasize, because it happens every single year, is the spell check and the grammar check that are included in your word processing programs, whether it's Microsoft Word, whether it's Corel Word Perfect, or whether it's Apache OpenOffice, are not perfect. They miss words often because a word could be spelled correctly, but be the wrong context or wrong type of word. And the grammar check as well is fairly antiquated and very old, and wants you to put in grammar that is not necessary. So use it as needed, but don't rely on it to correct all the mistakes in the work that you hand in. And all that leads us into Unit 1. So our lessons are entitled Language Use and Grammar, which is the first 4 questions. Lesson 2 is Parts of Speech, and that's questions 5, 6, and 7. If you want to introduce the novel, you can find that for key questions 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now I want to draw your attention to key question 13. This is going to be an ongoing assignment that you will not hand in until the end of lesson 9. But you have to complete it as we go. If you try and do it all in one shot, you will not do very good on it. I can tell you that right now. We'll talk more about that when we get to lesson 3. Lesson 4 is key questions 14 and 15. And then lesson 5 is 16, 17, and 18 for a total of 333 marks. And what I'm going to do, we have a bit more time left. So rather than start looking at our work for Unit 1, I want to quickly just run through what you're going to be looking at in units 2, 3, and 4. I don't want to start any of our course content tonight. So this is unit 2. This is our novel study of the Night Wanderer, which we start. You'll see we have the same thing. We have 18 key questions. So we start with looking at chapters 6 to 11. And that is key questions 18, or 19, 20, 21, 22 is lesson 6. And that lesson looks at the changing relationship between the main character, whose name is Tiffany, and her grandmother, whose name is Ruth, as well as doing some basic questions to make sure you read the chapter and you understand what some of the activities and events that occurred were. That's those chapter 6 to 11 reading questions. Those are for every single lesson, for lessons 6, 7, 8, and 9. Lesson 7 looks at the relationships that are in the novel. What's Tiffany's relationship with her boyfriend, with her father? What's her father's relationship with her boyfriend, with her, with his mother? Everything is interconnected. And that is key questions 23, 24, 25, and 26. Lesson 8 looks at conflict in the novel, which is 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Chapters 32 are key in 32, 33, 34, and 35 are lesson 9. That's when you finish reading the novel and actually hand in your double entry journal to talk about lesson 3, which is the thing that's ongoing through the whole unit. And then 36, 37 are our wrap-up questions. If you've done everything, how can you apply what you learned? So that's our 2 units down, and we already have 37 of our 55 questions. So we have 18 questions left for the entire for the rest of the unit. So unit 3, you're looking at the movie Twilight Eclipse. And we only have 8 key questions in this lesson. So 38 and 39 is lesson 11. That's before you watch the movie, or if you've seen it already, before you rewatch it. Answer some basic questions and make some predictions about the movie. Lessons 40 and 41, you're going to be researching the First Nations tribe that is portrayed in the movie. They're called the Quileute, and they live in the very northern part of Washington State, which is on the Pacific coast in the U.S. That key question for you is a question you have to hand in electronically that we talked about earlier in this lesson, or earlier in this class. Sorry. 42 and 43 are based on our third lesson, which is lesson 13, and you will be doing a very short essay within this lesson. Lesson 14 looks at the storyboard assignment. You're creating a visual representation of something. And then finally, 45 is lesson 15 is where you compare and contrast the movie you just watched to the novel you read in lesson 2 or unit 2. And then finally, unit 4 is preparing to get a job and what you need to know for that. So we look at what's involved with signing a lease on an apartment and what may cause you to leave that apartment before your lease is up. 40, and that's 46, 47, 48, 49 is lesson 17, and that looks at finding places and then actually writing out a sample lease. 50-51 is lesson 18, looking at auto insurance. 52 and 53 looks at finding jobs that you could apply for right now, as well as what you'd like to do in the future, and learn what you need for those jobs. And then 54 and 55 is preparing for a fictional job interview. And that is the units that we're going to be examining. Um, we will start looking at our actual course itself in class tomorrow when we look at Unit 1, and we'll look at the first part of we won't get all lesson 1 done. We'll get probably parts A and B completed in class tomorrow. If you couldn't join us today in class, but you're listening from home, that's great. Please send me a quick email or Facebook message. Just let me know that you were in class. And for those people who are still wanting to register, please get your application as soon as you can to your counselor, either Levi or Candace, and we'll get you on the air next tomorrow. So on that, thanks Aaron for joining me. I'll talk to everyone again same time tomorrow. Till then, have a good night, Miigwech, and bye for now.